Which I have, yes.
Yes, and that you truthfully testify at all hearings and trials involving co-defendants in this matter, that you have no communication with co-defendants, witnesses, or the media until all cases have been resolved against all co-defendants.
Yes.
And do you understand that you must give a full recorded proffer with the state, that you continue to also provide documents and evidence subject to any lawful privileges asserted in good faith?
Yes.
And Your Honor, the defendant has already done an apology letter, which the state will tender into evidence as states exhibit number 1. And also this morning, Mr. Chesebro, along with counsel, did give a proffer to the state. And I believe there is an understanding that any outstanding emails, text message, or any of those things will be turned over to the state in a timely manner.
Indeed, yes.
This is Michael Popok, Legal AF. Another Donald Trump co-conspirator in Georgia has just pled guilty. Attorney Ken Chesebro has pled guilty rather than face a trial. Jury selection was today, but in lieu of that, he and his attorney, Scott Grubman, appeared along with the Fulton County DA in front of Judge Scott McAfee just moments ago and pled guilty to a felony count 15 in the indictment, conspiracy to file false documents related to the fake elector scheme that he, along with the others, including Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani, participated in. We have another cooperating co-conspirator pleading guilty as a condition of his pleading. The other counts against him, the other felony counts against him, will be handled by what's called a nolle pros. They will not be dismissed, but they will be adjudicated as a nolle pros, meaning the only count that he's pleading guilty to is a felony count under count 15 of the indictment. He's also already given a full proffer, that is a representation under oath of his sworn testimony against all of the co-conspirators and in furtherance of the crime for which he's been charged. He has, as a condition of the plea deal accepted and negotiated by the Fulton County DA's office, Letitia James, Mr. Chesebro has a full obligation to continue to cooperate fully, truthfully, with the district attorney to testify in all upcoming trials, including against Rudy Giuliani and, of course, Donald Trump, to do so truthfully, to turn over all his remaining documents and emails, to have no further contact at all with any of the co-conspirators, and that means Donald Trump, of course. He's going to pay $5,000 in a restitution or fine. He's going to be put on 5 years of probation. He's going to be treated under Georgia's first offender program, or First Offender Act, which if he completes all of the conditions of his participation in that and basically colors inside the lines related to the plea deal that he just struck and that Judge McAfee approved, he will be able to expunge his record. It'll never show that he was a convicted felon by plea if he completes the program. The big news here is we have our second cooperating witness, the two that said speedy trial, we're ready, let's go to trial. And Fani Willis said, we're ready to go to trial, Your Honor. And all of that, the preparation that went into being ready from the Fulton County DA's office went into the leverage that she had to get this plea deal. Coming on the heels of Sidney Powell, the other now convicted criminal related to conspiracy involving Donald Trump, which happened just 2 days ago. We now have two former or current lawyers for Donald Trump who have pled guilty, said that they participated in the conspiracy, that they're guilty of the crimes that have been charged. And remember, this is a conspiracy count that they are involved with, meaning there are others, including Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani, who were mentioned by name in the clip that we just showed by the Fulton County District Attorney, to remind everybody that in a conspiracy, everybody is responsible for everybody else's bad acts. And two of the bad actors have just said, we committed a crime. And that's Ken Chesebro, the constitutional lawyer who said he was just doing his legal duties, his professional responsibility to concoct the fraudulent fake elector scheme that was used in all 7 battleground states, including in Georgia. All of the fake electors are part of the conspiracy, and Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump, and others who helped with that conspiracy now have to face the new reality that just happened a few minutes ago, that two people that they are alleged to have been in the conspiracy with said not only that they did it, but that the conspiracy is a crime and are now cooperating with the district attorney against Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, and others. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you ever find that just as you're trying to fall asleep, your brain suddenly won't stop talking? Do your thoughts start racing right before bed or at other inopportune moments? For me, during trial preparation or right after I record hot takes, I just can't fall asleep and collect my thoughts to quiet my mind. Therapy allows you to discuss your feelings of uneasiness or stress factors and get to the bottom of what's negatively impacting your sleep and find ways to cope in a healthy and productive way. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. And it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma, whether you're dealing with decisions around career, relationships, or anything else. Therapy helps you stay connected to what you really want while you navigate life, so you can move forward with confidence and excitement. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/legalaf today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/legalaf. Okay. And again, the reporting has been, and our analysis here on Legal AF on this network has been that Donald Trump was caught flat-footed, was not aware that Sidney Powell was going to flip, certainly wasn't aware that Ken Chesebro was. We predicted on Legal AF just 2 days ago that now that Sidney Powell had the other person that was scheduled to go to trial on Monday, had already turned state's evidence, if you will, become a witness for the prosecution, Ken Chesebro would have been a fool. I think Karen Friedman Agnifilo, my co-anchor, said he would be crazy not to plead guilty and take a deal, especially if the deal is probation, if that's still on the table. And he did. He didn't even wait to see the jury selected. Sometimes these things happen closer in time after a jury is seated, put into the box, and we're about to start opening statements. But Ken Chesebro, and you saw a very chaste man there, a very chastened man there who knows that he's guilty, pled guilty, said that he's guilty, and is ready to cooperate with the prosecutors and turn state's evidence. There are, of course, ramifications of this now. Now that this trial that was scheduled to take 5 months comes off the board, Scott McAfee's got room now to try a new case, and that could well be Donald Trump in early 2024. I expect that Fani Willis, Fulton County DA, is going to go, soon next week and pick up the pieces here and tell Judge McAfee, well, we cleared our trial docket. We now have an opening, and I'm ready to try the case of Donald Trump with those two now having pled guilty, a third having pled guilty 2 weeks ago in the Coffee County aspect, the Coffee County break-in and computer cyber espionage that happened and the downloading of voter data that Mr. Scott Hall was involved with. So we got 3 cooperating witnesses now who have pled guilty, are cooperating with Fani Willis as she continues to move now with her remaining 17 or 16 co-conspirators, one named Donald Trump. If I'm her, I say, we've just cleared our docket, 5 months, Judge. We're ready to go to trial with Donald Trump. Or she continues to flip. There's going to be more people turning state's evidence and flipping on Donald Trump now that these two have gone forward. The people, especially the fake electors who are in harm's way. The architect of the fake elector scheme just pled guilty. The fake electors are going to have to try to take probation. Now there's going to be a race to Fani Willis's office to try to take whatever best plea deal is available. She's giving out felony plea. You got to plead to a felony, which is what we saw earlier with Mr. Hall, and now we saw it with Mr. Chesebro. We'll give you probation, but you got to plead guilty to a felony. You got to point the finger at all the people that are involved in that conspiracy. So we're going to see a lot more. If she's got, 6 or 8 people left, one being Donald Trump looming right in the middle, to try the case in 2024, I'd be surprised at the rate and the velocity at which she is getting plea deals. So our hats off Phony Willis and the Fulton County DA for what she was able to accomplish, which doesn't just happen. It comes from hard work and preparation. And when you have two of your co-defendants that want to play games and go to trial in 60 days or less, you're ready. Because when you filed your indictment, you'd spent the 6 months prior getting ready for a trial in case a defendant did exactly that. And she counterpunched quickly, Phony Willis, and got them into her vice, squeezed it, and got 2 immediate, almost back-to-back plea deals in place and now cooperating witnesses. So here's the headline. Ken Chesebro, constitutional attorney, who, along with John Eastman and Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, and Sidney Powell and others, created the fake elector scheme to try to keep Donald Trump in power. He's pled guilty to count 15 of his indictment, which is requiring 5 years of probation, full cooperation on his part, truthful testimony, a proffer he's already given, a apology note to the people of the state of Georgia, which he's already given, 100 hours of community service, a $5,000 fine, no firearms, and understanding no firearms that he can possess during the terms of his probation, and understanding that this could impact negatively his bar licenses wherever they are, which he acknowledged. He also acknowledged that he is a felon, that he did commit the crime, and is voluntarily and of his own free will cooperating with the Fulton County DA. He understands he can't violate any other laws while he's out on probation, and that he asked and the judge granted his request to be treated as a first offender under Georgia law, which allows him, if he completes the program and colors within the lines for the next 5 years, to have that record of a felony conviction expunged, taken off his record. And he is now a witness for the prosecution against Donald Trump. We'll cover it more on the weekend edition of Legal AF here on the MeidasTouch Network. I co-anchor it on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, only on the MeidasTouch Network. And then you can follow us on hot takes just like this one from Karen Friedman, Ignifilo, Ben Meiselas, and me, the 3 leaders of Legal AF. Only one place, exclusively on the MeidasTouch Network. Until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF episode, it's Michael Popok reporting on the plea deal just struck moments ago, in which Ken Chesebro, a lawyer for Donald Trump, has pled guilty to conspiracy with Donald Trump, pled guilty to the crime, receiving a 5-year probation sentence, and full cooperation as now a witness for the prosecution against Donald Trump.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.